Hello, everyone. We're going to talk about a chapter in my book called Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. It's called Overcoming All Odds. I'm going to explain a little bit of my childhood and the things that I had to go through, the things that I had to see from my own eyes. First growing up in a household where you had both parents and they both laid a foundation on how to become a young man and how to be successful in life. And some unfortunate things happen, when your parents split up. Your dad decide to go a different direction, and your mom is left to raise the kids by herself. And in that situation, I had to focus on one thing. My dad always told me if you was to quit in something right now, you'll always quit in life. And the reason why he told me that, because I remember the first sport that I played was basketball. And while I was playing basketball, I had fell in love with the sport, of course, because, my first year we went to the championship. We was undefeated, won every game, and then we won a championship. So, I fell in love with basketball. And then football season came around, and I wasn't too fond of playing football, and I wanted to quit. And my dad told me, if you quit now, you'll quit for the rest of your life. So, I kept that. I kept that mentality the whole time, and overcoming them odds, I stuck with it. That mean I had to work hard. That mean I had to work hard on my craft. And at the time, basketball was my craft. And at the early age, we still had to go to school, elementary school, middle school, and even with the problems that was happening at home, I could not let that affect me for something that I love to do. So, I continued that dream and I pursued it, which means that everything that I did, I centered around playing basketball. If I had some emotions, I left that out on the court. If I had something bother me, I left that out on the court. And that put in something that put something in me, to make me overcome odds. When things ain't going your way, when things ain't going the way that it should be. The perfect home and everything. But you know what? I overcome a lot of odds, in my life. And as I grew up, I was going to the public school, and I had got myself into some trouble. And the public school had put me out of the public school, and I had to make a decision. Hey, will I return to this public school, or should I go to this school that been trying to get me to go there since I was a child? And I decided to go to the school that wanted me to go there as a child. And when I went to that school, man, hey, growing up, I was a real shy individual, and I always just wanted to fit in, and I wanted to be cool like everybody else, but that just wasn't me. So I had to overcome being an odd person. I had to overcome people always making fun of me. I had to overcome people always pointing fingers at me, telling me I wouldn't be nothing. I wouldn't amount to nothing. And when I made a decision to go to that school, that school changed my life. Shout outs to O'Connell High School, man. That school changed my life. It changed the way that I look at things, and the deal was made that I had to play football, of course, in order for me to go to the school so I could play basketball. And I agreed, and I was a pretty good football player, but I stood out as a basketball player. But the odds that I had to overcome to become that basketball player, which means that I had to play basketball all day, every day, and maintain a good grade average so that I can stay in the school, so that I can get recruited to go to another school because my grades were good. I had to overcome all those odds, man. And I'm standing here right now telling you how to overcome odds. See, when it get tough, when it gets hard out there, when your back is against the wall and you got people against you and the naysayers, as I talked about in other chapters, that ought to be what you fuel your thrive on. And I don't mean fuel it like you want to, put it in somebody else's face, but fuel it to make you better. Fuel it to make sure that you can overcome this odds as long as you work hard at it and you practice at your skill, man. And 2 years of that school, man, and being there and becoming the best version of me, it landed me a scholarship to go to school in California, man. It landed me a scholarship to go to school in California, all the way away from Texas, man. And I had to continue my craft. I went up there and I wasn't with family. I wasn't with friends. I was with complete, total strangers. That's another odd to overcome because I'm in a whole nother place, a whole nother geographical location, a whole nother state. And for me to just go there and say, you know what, no matter what I go through, no matter what I'm face to face, I'm not going to quit and I'm going to give it my hardest effort. I'm going to give it my best effort. And you know what? I end up being a starter. 21 players, I ended up being a starter for my hard work because I said I was not going to give up. I was not going to quit. And I returned back to the school that second year and with the same mentality of after learning the ropes of being in college, I landed the team MVP. Man, overcoming all odds, man, it'll pay off at the end like it did for me. And it'll pay off at the end just like it'll do for you if you continue to work at your craft. You continue to work at what you do and be better at it each and every day and just keep practicing on it. And don't let nothing on the outside that is going to allow you to go through some things that you cannot change or control either. You know, you cannot control some of the stuff that happened, man, but you have to adapt to it. You know what I'm saying? You have to adapt to it. You got to adopt it first and then adapt to it. That's overcoming the odds. Stay tuned, man. I continue to talk about the chapters in my book. Don't judge a book by its cover. And y'all have a good day.